shapeshifters, time travelers, and unexplainable real-life incidents.
I'm sat here instead of George Rose after...
You won't believe what we've brought you today.
Which type are you?
I'm a hybrid.
You're a hybrid.
Correct.
So you drink people's...
Correct.
This isn't a regular compilation. It's proof of the creepiest beings slipping through time and dimensions. A concerned resident in Seattle, after noticing something very unusual and bizarre, started recording it. He noticed what can best be described as a zombie woman that was strolling causally on the streets from his apartment. Out of curiosity of its nature, he kept on recording and started following. Despite this figure not closing in on anyone like an actual zombie, he still followed it while maintaining distance. Interestingly, a squad of police officers could also be noticed who stopped recording any further while taking care of the situation by themselves. Press conference reveal. During a press appearance, Rahm Emanuel suddenly paused and stuttered, and some viewers claimed they noticed an unusual change in his eyes that lasted a few seconds. Others online also speculated about slight distortions around his ear and throat, interpreting them as signs of something unnatural. These claims quickly spread across social media, with some suggesting it was evidence of a near shapeshift. However, no credible proof has ever supported these assertions, and most experts attribute such appearances to video glitches, lighting effects, or distortions during live broadcasts. Rammstein Reptilian. Till Lindemann, a German singer and songwriter, was on stage during a concert in Frankfurt, Germany, and at first appeared with ordinary eyes, no contacts or spectacles. But seconds later, some viewers claimed his eyes looked reptilian for a fleeting instant. That brief change was enough for onlookers to insist that, regardless of a public figure's fame or status, many prominent personalities are suspected by conspiracy theorists of being reptilian. Whether those claims hold any truth is unverified, but the clip fueled fresh speculation and debate widely online. Following shapeshifter. A driver who, just after considering the idea of giving a lift to this seemingly senior citizen, until he got close enough to discover its very bizarre nature. The elderly person who was walking with a cane had legs like those of a goat, which were revealed as it started rushing towards the source. Just as he realized the bizarre discovery, its eyes started to pop out, as it hurriedly started walking upon realizing that it had been compromised. Potentially lost control? It's either that she almost lost control here, or her instincts are showing for what her actual nature is. A brief moment of Miley Cyrus started to get attention, where in an effort to taunt or be sarcastic, got carried away a little too much. From body language, facial expression, eyes, and a seemingly long tongue, further fueled suspicion of her being a reptilian. The nature of clothing, along with black and white strips, further solidifies that this wasn't one of her casual events, but one of her events that were planned on purpose. Hillary Clinton Reptilian.
Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities?
Hillary Clinton, for quite a while, has been at the center of discussion concerning being a reptilian, a shapeshifter, and, in some cases, an alien. In one of the instances, she can be seen behaving quite weirdly in the manner of twisting her head with non-human type reflexes, before recovering from it instantly. In another clip, while on a press conference, she knowingly or unknowingly reveals her reptilian eyes.
Now hold on. You ain't the first son of a bitch to wake up.
Initially, it was cropped, but a recorder shared the original video on social media. Finally, in another instance, while she is giving a speech and stops to drink water, she reveals a very eye-grabbing manner of muscle spasm just before sipping. Malfunctioning politician.
Messaggio molto importante. Mi pare di avervi detto tutto.
During a journalist's exchange with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, she intermittently displayed odd, seemingly random expressions. In the best-case scenario, these gestures might be harmless seasonal allergic reactions.
Scusi, con il presidente Trump è riuscito a parlare ieri sera anche del tema dazi.
In the worst, they fuel online speculation that a masked double or something far stranger is involved. Some netizens insisted the footage showed a humanoid malfunctioning, while others suggested loss of control produced the strange movements. Whatever the cause, the incident sparked a wave of alarm and wild theories across social media. Shape-shifting confusion. A strange clip filmed inside an elevator in Japan in February 2023 supports this idea. The video shows what looks like a woman, but as the elevator goes up, her look starts to change. Her hairline pulls back, her facial features slowly alter, and for a few moments, she seems to turn into a man, then quickly change back to her original appearance seconds later. Whether this was an intentional change or an accidental glitch is unknown, but it is clearly very odd to many viewers, and seems real. Disappearance. A parking lot security camera in Singapore recorded what first seemed like an ordinary woman appearing. Standing next to an approaching car, it looked as though she were either requesting a ride or confronting the driver. As she moved a few steps closer to the door, she suddenly began to fade away before vanishing completely. While many assumed this was a ghost, if not some optical illusion, her detailed physical presence appeared strikingly real. One circulating theory even suggested she may have been a time traveler, but that her device unexpectedly malfunctioned, causing the strange disappearance caught on film. Weird TV anchor.
Address this legally moving forward, or what do you want to see happen next?
It's not just the initial look at this TV anchor that itself gives you the vibe of not being a human, but also what follows next. While randomly passing through different TV channels, the source of this footage stopped at one of them, where he felt something very off. The look of the TV anchor felt like the shape of her head. The expressions were like she was more of a reptilian than a human. Then it gets better, as the source zooms in on its neck, which starts twitching and reveals the broadening of its neck, almost as if the outline of the reptilian being could be seen just under its pretend human skin.
Yes, I mean, look, this was a really important next step.
Decaying walker. A woman who was wrapping up her food cart setup after a day of serving, when at the last moment, this strange figure appeared. From the body language, it seemed to be waiting to be served by the woman, who either couldn't see her or had been through enough trouble despite it looking spooky. However, one of the customers, who was terrified while at the same time curious, decided to record and later shared it on social media. Eyes never lie. Nicki Minaj has drawn attention for her eyes, which seem to change color in ways that don't appear natural. At first, fans assumed it was simply due to contact lenses, but Nicki herself denied using them, and the changes still occurred. Adding to the mystery, an old video resurfaced where sharp-eyed viewers pointed out something even stranger. Her hands appear to have unnaturally pointed joints, almost with claw-like edges. Glitching reptilian. Being in the midst of switching channels, a lurker came across this one, where the guest's eyes kept twitching several times in a row repeatedly. The source quickly grabbed a camera and started recording. Considering the lengths that these so-called reptilian figures go to, it is impossible for one to just give themselves up this openly. This suggests that the other case was in play here, indicating that this was an uncontrolled glitch that occurred, and that too, without the reptilian entity seeming to know. The clip left many naysayers confused and speechless. Lost reflex control.
Amazing victory.
He is in bits.
He bossed it.
During a conference, a German boxing promoter, Kalle Sauerland, randomly started acting quite weirdly. His attention gets diverted before he loses control of himself or starts to glitch. Just by seeing the expressions and uncontrolled tongue flexing shows clearly that it's some reptilian shapeshifter that's in play here. He looks in and around the camera before trying to get back to being himself, starting with nervously drinking water. While some viewers called it glitching, others coined it a nervous breakdown of sorts.
Oh my god.
Demon taken over. Either this girl was possessed by a demon, or the demon itself had taken on a physical form. A bystander filming during class noticed her behaving in a very unsettling way. Her body language was suspicious, and there was something disturbingly unnatural about her eyes, and the way she fixed her gaze on the lecturer and the other students. Even more unnerving, her pupils kept dilating and shrinking back to normal, over and over again. In moments like these, no one can tell when things might suddenly spiral out of control. Robo-player. At a basketball game, former player turned analyst Jalen Rose was seen sitting completely motionless, eyes distant, as though detached from the match. What made it even more unsettling was Shaquille O'Neal being caught on film doing the same thing for more than a minute.
Musical stylings of Victor Oladipo, who is the reigning two-time.
These strange moments quickly spread online, fueling speculation and sparking eerie theories, with some people suggesting, whether in jest or seriousness, that athletes might not be in full control, but instead operated like puppets. Mask pullover. Masks that give almost the same look as real-life duplicates don't just seem to be a thing that you only see in Mission Impossible. A man who claimed to have expertise in making absolute real-life face mask replicas made a video of himself showing the perfection of his work. He removes a mask to prove a point that not everything that you see on TV is as it seems, and that the possible existence of doubles isn't just a conspiracy theory anymore. Emmanuel Macron's disguise? Now that you have seen how realistic duplicates of masking are actually possible, it is almost impossible to believe that this is indeed Emmanuel Macron. This close-up clip was taken by a cameraman who sensed something off, so much so that he zoomed in on the facial expressions, and especially the neck, and later shared it with the community. Very visibly within the clip, we can see the borderline of what looks like the real neck and a sort of coating of the entire facial mask, not to mention around the eyes and below the nose. Compromised TV host. Anunnaki Jana, who is one of the hosts of the conspiracy channel Alatra TV, while on the show blinks like a reptile, revealing her true nature. After a brief conversation on TV, she stares into the camera, smiling, where moments later, the shifting in the eyes can be seen, purposely showing it off on the camera. Many of the viewers were caught by surprise, while others were left in confusion. Twitchy eye giveaway. Having one's eye start to twitch may seem like a normal thing, except in this case, it revealed a reptilian bodyguard. After learning that a camera was filming, he attempted to hide behind the very man whose job it was to protect him. The cameraman tried to shift the camera gradually, along with zooming towards him to get a better look at him, which is when he caught the twitching eyes giveaway. This proves that it's not just the celebrities who are in suspicion of being reptilian, but even their closest bodyguards. Eye shift.
And protecting the population and minimizing civilian casualties have long been a cornerstone.
During a routine CTV evening news bulletin, audiences spotted something disturbing. While the anchor delivered the story, the color of her eyes abruptly shifted. For a mere instant, they appeared completely and entirely different, then immediately reverted to normal. The alteration occurred unbelievably fast. Some analysts argued it resulted from a technical glitch in transmission, but many remained skeptical. They argued the incident indicated that reptilian entities cannot maintain flawless human guises at all times. Despite their efforts to appear ordinary, occasionally their underlying nature slipped through.
Civilian casualties have long been a cornerstone of the counterinsurgency doctrine.
Magician or demon.
Look at my hand. Wait, look.
Although no one minds running into a good magician, this one was a bit too spooky to be one. Two pedestrians were stopped by a person who offered to impress them with an unbelievable magic trick, which they decided to check out. In the first bit, the magician summoned a length which appeared randomly out of the blue. On top of this magic trick, he wanted to show another where, after lighting the candle and snap of the finger, the eyes of the magician shifted completely to all white, creating a scene of terror that left them both fleeing away in fear.
Hey! Oh, man! Hey!
Disguise transformation. A home CCTV camera recorded a strange moment that left its owner confused. While casually reviewing the footage, the viewer spotted an unidentifiable creature that at first resembled an animal approaching the neighbor's property. Then, in an instant, it shifted form, and a man stood there. Now, either that man is a shapeshifter, or he employed some sort of enchanted cloak that allowed him to change appearance completely at will. There is also a strong possibility of this being a djinn, which would explain a lot. Vanishing woman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman winning for Best Actor for a Drama.
During a crowded red carpet event, just as Scarlett Johansson was chatting with reporters, something odd occurred. In the background, a woman wearing a black dress walked behind Scarlett, but rather than emerging on the far side, she abruptly disappeared. The cameras recorded everything. Spectators replayed the clip repeatedly, attempting to determine her fate. Some dismissed it as clever editing, while others claimed it looked like a genuine glitch in reality. No one could locate the mysterious woman later that evening, and she was never seen again at the event.
Philip Seymour Hoffman winning for Best Actor for a Drama.
Energy of Chi.
Yeah, this could catch Hong Kong by surprise. Handy comes rushing back onto the ice, gets involved in the...
It is not always magic at play, but sometimes forces beyond the understanding of an average person. An impressed student of a Qigong master recorded a demonstration where the master lit up a page of paper using only the power of his Chi energy. It begins with the master holding several sheets of paper in one hand. Moments later, visible smoke can be seen rising as if the papers were burning. According to him, he first connected with the energy force known as Qi, and then redirected it toward the paper.
And we have another penalty on the ice here. Yes, 2 in the box now. Yeah, the Yang Chi Ming has just come up as well. He joins Han Di. Han Di is about to go back on the ice again.
A masked man.
What?
This picture and video were taken in July 2025 by two friends who were hanging out together on the outskirts of an abandoned and broken down cabin. Just as one of them was about to make a wall graffiti with colored paint, a masked man suddenly appeared. Within seconds, it ran up towards them. However, they somehow both managed to escape, but the incident left them scared. Who this masked man was, or why he responded so strangely, remains unclear. The video has definitely reached its end. The Dead Giveaway.
Do you know who it is? Yeah, what is his name?
A TikTok user who often shares clips of exposing celebrities or ruling elites to be reptilian shared one showing him being approached by one during his early morning jogging routine. He added that he thought it was an elderly woman who approached her out of the blue, where, while chatting, rolled around her eyes, revealing her bizarre nature with white eyes, before the real eyes came back around. Being spooked and caught on camera, he left the scene almost immediately. Live show glitch.
Look at him. Burgess Meredith was the penguin.
Come on. Look at that guy's eyes.
A television viewer captured a strange moment during a broadcast that has since unsettled many online. In the clip, a man on screen can be seen staring directly into the camera, completely motionless, with a fixed smirk on his face. Unlike those around him who moved naturally, he appeared frozen in place, and what stood out even more were his eyes, which looked less like a human and more like a reptile.
I look like Cesar Romero.
While some viewers and media sources dismissed the incident, suggesting he might have been wearing thin designer glasses that distorted the image, a closer examination of the footage suggests that explanation doesn't quite fit the scene.
Really cool.
Holy Toledo, look at those
See the
eyes.
associated blind mustache?
Shape-shifted bodyguard.
4 years ago, I stood before you and said that Israel's security is sacrosanct.
In one leaked clip from a private event during an Obama speech, a bodyguard in the distance appears to look less like a human, but more of a reptilian while on duty. In another clip from Trump's inauguration parade, the same security figure is seen again. He mostly looks human, but one of his hands appears oddly unusual. This shows the same entity that often shapeshifts into a human in public, but its real self in closed doors. The footage has left viewers uneasy and wondering what they're really seeing. Time traveler in backyard. Traveling through space and time may seem like mere science fiction until a bizarre piece of footage starts circulating. Filmed a hooded figure wandering before extending his hand to grasp an invisible object. Whatever it might have been, it released several powerful bursts of light bright enough for the camera to record clearly, even in full daylight. Just moments later, the hooded figure disappeared completely, taking the strange device with him. Demon influence beggar.
Sorry.
As a girl walked through the dim basement tunnel of a building, she spotted a beggar lying on the floor, seemingly asleep. She carefully tried to pass him, but out of nowhere, a glass rolled across the ground by itself. Alarmed, she turned and saw the beggar now sitting upright. Uneasy, she picked up her pace, only to look back and find him suddenly behind her. For a split second, his face twisted into something monstrous and inhuman. Terrified, she ran, glancing back once more to see him appearing normal again, standing still. To her, he wasn't just a beggar, he felt like a ghost in disguise. Hopefully, she got away in time. Street appearance. During the busy and crowded hours in downtown Beijing, bystanders were caught in surprise by the sudden appearance of a man. In the footage, it can clearly be seen that no vehicle pulls up, or the man appears from a blind spot. He appears in front of a truck so randomly that the only possible explanation left for it is that the man may have been teleporting or time traveling, not that he appeared from a low visibility portal. His walking away without a shred of confusion or doubt proves that this wasn't his first time. Levitating man. Though most magicians usually have a trick up their sleeve, the stunt that this one performed is mind-boggling. A guest from a hotel, after spotting a man who was somehow defying gravity, took out his camera and started filming it. What was initially perceived to be a magic trick, with him raising himself just a few inches from the ground, until he moved a dozen feet high and remained there. It remains unclear as to how this man was able to defy gravity and at the same time make it feel effortless. Appearing dog. Had the dog teleported or appeared on the motorway just a second earlier, the outcome could have been disastrous. In January 2015, while two race cars were being filmed speeding on an empty motorway in Chile, a dog suddenly appeared right after they flew past the cameraman. The footage shows the animal seemingly materializing out of nowhere in the middle of the road, almost as if it had spawned or teleported. So where exactly did the dog come from? If it had already been standing there, it's astonishing that both vehicles managed to avoid colliding with it. Sudden disappearance.
Hey, you can't step forward, please. Facing forward, thank you. That's what I like.
A bus driver who was taking back dozens of children to their stop when something very random happened. Within a heartbeat, they all vanished into the thin air, almost as if they were snapped out of existence. While the incident largely remained low profile, it still raised many eyebrows with regards to this being anything from a supernatural event to possibility of time or space travel to another dimension. According to viewers, it was very similar to them ceasing to exist while their belongings still left behind. If it weren't for this video, this bus driver would have been in serious legal trouble. Random appearance. A cameraman at the stadium filming a female athlete during her warm-up run captured something unusual. A slow-motion clip showed a boy who appeared as soon as the athlete passed by. This development wasn't noticed earlier until the video was later edited. It is either the nature of the boy here, who appeared randomly, or perhaps it was a glitch in the camera, or the angle that may have put him in the blind spot. Superwoman. Either this woman is actually G.I. Jane, or a super strong alien disguised as a human female. A young woman who accidentally dropped and lost her key became so frustrated that she snapped. Using just one hand, she managed to lift it as if it were nothing. When the CCTV footage reached the internet, some began calling her Superwoman, while others speculated she might be an alien or a shapeshifter who arrived in this dimension via space travel from another distant star system, according to online commentators and skeptics. Returning to existence. Imagine you're about to score in a game when suddenly an extra opponent appears out of nowhere. A TikToker filming a basketball match captured a bizarre moment when a player from the other team seemingly materialized and leapt into the play. The man with the ball spotted him just in time and dodged the unexpected challenge. Could the opposing player have been using some sort of disappearing and reappearing device to cheat and try to steal the win? Joking admission.
It's too much. It's like I went with this one guy and he looked like a lizard.
Even though they may be cracking jokes here, they have confessed in a way to what the celebrities have been accused of for ages. During a late-night show with Britney Spears, who spilled the beans about her dating another celebrity that was either partially or completely turned into a reptilian, a sight of something that she was clearly not comfortable with.
And it's just awkward. But other than that, it's too much. It's like I went with this one guy and he looked like a lizard.
After all, having the notion passed by, laughing it off, is the best way to clear away any lasting suspicions.
So you just left? Wow.
Possessed. It doesn't take much to notice someone who seems out of place in the middle of a large crowd. During a large gathering at a chapel, this young woman started to behave and move more erratically in the weirdest manner. While the crowd mostly ignored her, it didn't take much longer for her to gain the attention of the church, which quickly delved into the situation and dealt with the matter. They took control of the situation by getting hold of the girl and started performing an exorcism on the spot to free her from the demon's control. Oven slamming figure. A lone tenant in her studio apartment was woken up in the middle of the night by the loud noise coming from her kitchen. Just as she decided to investigate, she discovered this unknown, creepy figure standing next to the oven while it was slamming the door back and forth. Being concerned about the damage to the expensive hardware, the tenant attempted to interrupt the figure using just words, only to have to face the suspecting risk of getting its attention, so she quickly had to run away to safety.
Mom?
Mind control in effect.
But it's been a heck of a ride, to be honest.
During an NBA playoffs post-game interview, a chilling moment unfolded with Draymond Green. In the middle of the conversation, he abruptly went still, his face blank and expressionless. He remained frozen for what felt like ages watching the clip. The pause seemed endless until a teammate called his name and snapped him back.
Guys like Draymond, everybody on this team, they come over there, they wrap their hands around me like.
The unsettling interruption prompted whispers about mind control and even references to MK Ultra conspiracies. Green's vacant, unresponsive state became one of the oddest moments of live TV, leaving fans unsettled and wondering what exactly caused that long, eerie silence.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs,
Open discussion. Don Henry, also known as the Vampire Don, appeared on a live show claiming to be a real-life living vampire. Now, considering his appearance, being 50 years old yet not having aged physically, and the confidence, it almost seems like he actually is a vampire, while making these publicity stunts to normalize. Coincidentally, he is known to have starred in multiple TV shows, playing the character naturally.
It's a transference of the life force energy without touching someone or just by laying of the hands and such.
Thank you very much for watching the video. Share in the comments and do like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again,